Hello, wrestling fans. This is Sal Roughcuts reporting in with the afterthoughts of Money in the Bank had just taken place tonight live on the Peacock channel and selected pay-per-view wherever you may be. Please be advised that these are my thoughts and opinions only. They're not affiliated with Bill Apter or the WWE. This was the first event in terms of a live audience since the epidemic started. So this had really a live crowd going in, and the expectations were very high going into this. Some surprises, not so some surprises. And this is one of the favorite pay-per-views of the fans is the Money in the Bank, because you're guaranteed a title shot, a future title shot of your choice. And with the ladders, it's very unpredictable, and a lot can happen during that. And also, this truly sets up the rest of the summer and into the fall, because you just never know when, the men and women's winners would actually cash in. So let's get right to what I thought of the show. First of all, huge disappointment of Peacock. The WWE moves over from the WWE.com website to the Peacock channel, and the streaming issues constantly going down, restarting. I mean, come on. This is a show. We're paying money for it, and this has to get fixed. I mean, we're not going to go through another pay-per-view, especially at SummerSlam. If NBC and Peacock, they can't have this. This is inexcusable. With all this technology that is available today, NBC had more than enough time to get this thing right, and they did not. Totally did not get this right. Constantly on, off, start, stop. I mean, enough's enough already. Look, if you guys are going to do the merger, then you need to get these bells and whistles and this nonsense off. We didn't have this problem on the WWE website. And, this is inexcusable and totally uncalled for. And that's my thought. If you're going to have a show and you're going to have people pay money every month for your streaming service, at least make sure that it works. This is inexcusable. Thumbs down to NBC, Peacock, and the WWE, because you had more than enough time to right this ship, and they did not. If you can't fix it, go back to WWE.com, or let's get back to where we were, because there weren't any issues over there. Let's get to what I thought of the show itself. The Mysterios, Dominic and Ray, they lost to the USOs, they lost the tag titles. Is it a surprise? Well, yeah, in a way, yes, and a kind of surprise they lost it. I thought maybe they would lose it at SummerSlam, maybe to the USOs at that point, but needless to say, the USOs are the champion. They showed their cousin, look, we got gold in the family now. Everybody's got gold. What does it leave Ray? Ray's coming to the end, obviously, soon. I mean, there's no doubt. I know he wanted to win the title, and they could do it with their son. Someone tweeted me, is it possible maybe now Dominic and Ray may face off? The idea was pitched, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see Ray and Dominic go after each other. I think it's coming towards the end. I think we may see a rematch at SummerSlam, and then I think I could see Ray just riding off. Dominic will be, able to do his thing, but what's Dominic going to do without his dad there? I mean, find another tag team partner? Does he go to the singles route? There's a lot left to be desired at this point, where Dominic goes once his father leaves. So we'll see what goes on with that. Let's go to the rest of the card. Nikki Cross, now superhero Ash. She was the surprise. She won the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Yes, she did. I picked Liv Morgan. I picked Liv Morgan. I thought Liv would win it. Zelina Vega was a part of it. Natalie was a part of it. Tamina, Alexa Bliss. There are so many questions that surround these women and where they're going to go. But I really thought Liv should have won it. I really wanted to see Liv Morgan get the push. She didn't. It's no disrespect to Nikki. Nikki was a surprise as well. But really, in all reality, is Nikki going to be able to cash in and win and become women's champion? I don't, I think this is going to be a very tough call. When does she cash in? And if she does, will she be able to, have a reign as a champion? She has not. I would love to see it. I mean, remember, she was tag team champions with Alexa Bliss, but how about a title reign? It's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. Rhea lost the title tonight to Charlotte Flair in the women's match, and I admit this: every time Rhea and Charlotte get in the ring together, they put on 5-star matches. There's no doubt. No doubt. They have amazing chemistry. They put on high quality women matches, no doubt in my mind. Unfortunately, I just didn't agree that Charlotte won it. And that was the only disagreement that I had with the match itself. But yes, these two women went all out and nearly murdered each other in the ring. And Charlotte basically, literally broke Rhea's leg and got her in the figure four and forced Rhea to submit. It's not the end of the feud between these two by any stretch of the imagination. It's just the beginning. But it will now be, where do we go from here? Rhea's going to get back in the picture. Rhea's going to become champion again. There's no doubt. We're not even going to question it. I just didn't think that Charlotte needed another title reign. But now, does Nikki cash in at some point? Well, it's got to be a surprise. If the only way Nikki could win after Charlotte winning, it's got to be a surprise. It's got to be where Charlotte has maybe a rematch at Ripley and retains, and then Charlotte gets beaten down by Rhea, then Nikki comes out and cashes in. I don't think it just could be a straight up match. I don't think it could just be a straight up thing. I don't think it'll work. I don't think Nikki would be able to get the title that way. I think it'll have to be some kind of factor. But congratulations to Nikki. Charlotte and Rhea put on a 5-star match. I just didn't agree with Charlotte winning, but she is champion again. We'll see how long this reign lasts. Disappointed, as I said. Liv Morgan not winning. Where does Liv go from here? We'll find out come SummerSlam. The rest, Zelena's there to be a part of it. Alexa Bliss hasn't been in the title scene for a while. She's doing the supernatural stuff. There's just a lot of questions remaining, with the remaining competitors. Hopefully this sorts itself out over the next couple months in SummerSlam. So we will see where that goes from there. AJ Styles and Omos defeated the Viking Raiders. They retain. No surprise there with AJ. Phenomenal. AJ, again, coming to the end as well. I'm not surprised with this finish. And we'll see. I want to see Matt Riddle and Randy Orton team up and take on AJ and Amos. I would love to see that. I think that we could get that at SummerSlam. Riddle and RKO doing what they do best, and I would love to see it. I think that would just be incredible, and I want to see Riddle and Randy Orton take care of AJ and Amos at SummerSlam. No surprise, Bobby Lashley beat Kofi Kingston. No way Kofi Kingston was winning it. They put on a mediocre match. I wasn't really sold on it. I didn't think it was anything to write home about. Me. Bobby Lashley's dominating. Did not expect Kofi to win, but I just expected a little bit better of a match. I didn't get that. So, needless to say, we'll see where Bobby goes from here into SummerSlam. But yeah, I mean, it was more of like a filler type of a match. I mean, Bobby's champion. I didn't expect Kofi to walk away, but I expected a better match. Hands down, I expected a better match. I was actually disappointed in it overall. Big E won the Money in the Bank ladder match. A lot of people were very, very happy about it. Good for Big E. Good for the E. Good for the big man himself. A lot of people thought Drew McIntyre was going to win it. I was hoping Drew wasn't going to win because Drew's already had enough shots already at Bobby and didn't get it yet. Kevin Owens, Ricochet. I thought Seth Rollins actually, my pick actually was Seth Rollins. I thought maybe Seth might win it and go against his former Shield brother. But then that means you would have to basically turn Seth Rollins' face, and Seth is better as a heel. So congratulations to Big E. It was a surprise. It was a very entertaining match, no doubt. A lot of high spots, very good spots to say the least. So Big E, is he going to be able to cash in? I don't think he's cashing in against Roman. I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, Roman Reigns, I said this all year long, Roman Reigns ain't losing for a very long time. But will he be able to give Roman Reigns all he can handle? Yeah, I think Roman will and him will put on a really good match. But regardless, I still, you got to play Big E. You know, yes, he deserves it. Like, people wanted to see him get a title push and get a shot, a true shot, and I'm glad. I'm glad he won it. Glad Drew didn't win it. I have nothing against Drew. I just think that Drew needs to stay out of it, although we may see Drew find his way back into the picture for SummerSlam. We'll see. Kevin Owens just doing what he does best. Ricochet doing what he does best. I'd like to see more Ricochet involved, yeah. And Rollins, Riddle, great. It was a very, very entertaining match, no doubt about it. No disappointment, no shame there. So we'll just see where Big E goes. Yeah, when he gets his shot at Roman, won't expect him to win it, but at least he'll get his shot. He'll get a guaranteed shot. Roman and Edge wrapped up the show. No surprise, Roman won in this, and this sets up the SummerSlam. And I was not as impressed as I was in their prior matches, but again, Edge is back. Is this the end? Is this Edge's swan song? I don't think it's Edge's swan song just yet, but I think maybe the title picture scene against Roman is now done. I like to see where Edge goes from here. Does the R-rated R superstar maybe turn heel? Maybe he can show up in NXT. NXT could use a big name. Maybe he goes there. Maybe Edge can go to Raw and maybe challenge Bobby Lashley. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Edge and Lashley at SummerSlam, to be honest with you. I think that would be a heck of a matchup. So why not? Why not? I mean, that's the whole, mix it up a little bit. But again, I wasn't really as impressed with this match as I was in their prior matches. It wasn't the fact that we all know Roman was winning. I just wasn't impressed. I just did not. It didn't really do much for me, to be honest with you. It really just did not. Maybe I want to know your thoughts if it did or it didn't. But I didn't think it blew the roof off the place in front of a live crowd. I thought it could have been better, but the whole point of the show was the Money in the Bank ladder matches, and both Money in the Bank ladder matches did deliver. They did deliver. But for me, the match of the night, despite Charlotte winning, I thought it was Rhea and Charlotte that stole the show altogether. I thought that was the best match of the entire card. Of the whole show, despite Charlotte winning, which again I didn't agree with, I really thought that Rhea and Charlotte put on an amazing match. I thought it was the best match. I thought it was better than both Money in the Bank ladder matches. I may get some beef from you fans out there, but that's what it's all about. My opinion was that I thought that Charlotte Rhea put on the best match of the whole show, better than both Money in the Bank ladder matches. And that's just my thought. And I thought it was the best match on the card. I thought the men's match was the second best match on the card, and I thought the women's match was the third best match, and I thought the rest was just disappointing, in my opinion. I gave the show a B rating, B minus, maybe, if that. Disappointing in Peacock and the WWE for the streaming issues. Didn't really care, like I said, for Lashley and Kingston. Roman Reigns and Edge to finish the show, to close it. Didn't really do much for me. I really thought the men's Money in the Bank ladder match should have been last. And because of Big E winning, I thought that would have been better off. They could have flopped it, but it is Roman and Edge. I mean, these are two main eventers. But again, they didn't deliver. So that's where we stand heading into SummerSlam. Again, just quickly, congratulations to Nikki for winning. I don't think she's going to get the title, but stranger things have happened, but she deserves it. Disappointed Liv did not get the belt, get the Money in the Bank, but let's see what Nikki could do. and let's hope Liv can get into the title scene. Big congrats to Big E. Looking forward to seeing what he'll do against Roman Reigns. And we're going to head to SummerSlam, and that's what we're going to do. And so I just wanted to give you this quick recap at the 15-minute mark. Hope you all tuned in for what it was worth with the streaming issues. So we'll see what happens with Raw and SmackDown this week coming up and how the fallout shapes up. And yes, Becky will be back soon. She's still teasing. I think it's going to be tough, guys. I want to wrap this up real quick. I think it's going to be a lot tougher for Nikki to get the title with Becky coming back soon. You got Becky, Rhea, and Charlotte right in the mix. And it's going to be very intriguing with those three still, because those are the big three of the women's division. But Nikki's going to mix it up a little bit. I'd like to see Nikki get the title. I would love to see it. I think it'll be very good to get Nikki to get the belt off of Charlotte. Maybe Alexa Bliss gets back in the mix. Nikki and Bliss get involved. It's going to be tough to do because Becky will be coming back, and Rhea's going to be very much a part of the scene. She is the future of the company. It's going to be very difficult. I just don't think it's going to happen, but Nikki, best of luck. Congratulations. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the win. And let's see what happens. Big E, again, big kudos to you, as I stated. It's just going to be tough because you're facing Roman. And, Roman's got John Cena, his cousin, The Rock, down the road coming up. And there's no way that WWE is going to miss out on huge paydays for those guys. So, and again, the rest of the show will just, we're going to see what happens with SummerSlam. So that's my final recap at 17 minutes. This has been Sal Rough Cuts reporting in from Orlando, Florida. As always, may all of your matches be a main event. I'll see you next week for another edition of Rough Cuts.